Welcome to Extreme How To. In this video, we'll learn how to build a simple shelf that mounts to the wall. In this particular case, I needed a shelf at least 14 inches deep to hold this satellite receiver beneath a wall-mounted television set. Now, when I went to the hardware store, the deepest shelf I could find was only 12 inches. That meant I had to build my own. And here's how I did it. This satellite receiver was resting on the dresser. We wanted to mount it to the wall to keep clutter off the dresser and also conceal the cables behind the drywall. First step is to determine your shelf size and cut the shelf to shape. I cut the shelf from plywood that had an oak finish. I then added solid oak edging to give the appearance of a solid wood shelf while saving money on materials. My shelf measured 14 by 21 inches, but you can make yours virtually any size. I used a table saw to rip the 3/4 inch oak boards into 1/4 inch thick strips. I then made 45-degree cuts in the edging using a miter saw, with each strip measured to fit over the exposed edges of the shelf. Test fit your edging, then attach the strips with finish nails and a high-quality wood glue. Brush the glue onto the joints for even coverage, and be sure to apply glue to the miters for a tight connection. Pre-drill all of the nail holes to avoid splitting the wood. Countersink the nails with a nail set. Fill the holes with a stainable wood putty. Allow it to dry and then sand the putty smooth. The wood putty can also be used to fill any joint lines in the edging. With the shelf assembled, I sanded it smooth, added some wood stain, and 2 coats of polyurethane. Once it was dry, I screwed on my 2 shelf brackets, which I centered on the underside of the shelf and spaced 16 inches apart to mount into the wall studs. If you're building a large shelf, you should mount your brackets on the wall first, then add your shelf. Next, I used a stud finder to locate the wall studs. I marked their locations and screwed in the shelf brackets using 3-inch panhead screws. I used a torpedo level to check my positioning. Before placing the satellite receiver, I used a hole saw to drill 2 holes in the wall, one at the shelf and one at the floor. I ran some fish tape through the wall, attached the TV and receiver wires, then routed them behind the wall board to conceal them from view. I added computer grommets over the holes for a finished look. Once the job was done, the TV and dresser were much more organized and free of clutter.